But you see, Alberta already looked pretty much like what it will be, and Saskatchewan is going to be carved or created out of Saskatchewan and Assiniboia in that very neat wedge shape that it is. So Laurier announces that there will be 2 new provinces. Sifton is seen as the godfather of this. Now some old problems come back to bother Laurier. Most of the immigrants who've gone into these new provinces are the kind of people I've talked to. There's very little coming out of Quebec. Some of them, yes, are Catholics, German Catholics, English Catholics, but it's predominantly a Protestant landscape. Sifton's view of the West is that it's an assimilationist population. That yes, we have German speakers and we have Ukrainian speakers and some Icelanders here, and maybe we have accommodated them to settle together. But our ultimate hope is that they will drop these European ways. They will become Canadian. They will speak English. They will tend to Protestantism, and we will have a kind of homogenous people, a kind of melt wanted. We want a different definition of Canadian citizenship. And at the same time, many were remarking, we don't want to be beholden to a lot of Eastern corporate interests like the Canadian Pacific Railway, which up to now has been a monopoly, favored by Ottawa, sets its own rates. And by the way, you set the crow's nest rates, which we like some ways, but it doesn't mean we'll ever have into this new world. He falls in love with the mine owner's daughter, Marjorie, a Scottish Canadian, who's the epitome, of course, of what Connor thinks, a Canadian should be. And the foreigner is wooed by this young woman, and they fall in love, and eventually, at the end of the book, marry, and Calman is starting to become English, and the next thing you know, he's going to be eating mince pie or something like that. He's acculturating to the North American way of life. So the book is very didactic. I'll just read you a little passage here, right at the end, where Marjorie and Calman are just about to get married, and Calman Marjorie's pointing out the obvious. Great changes have taken place in the last 5 years, she said, looking down the ravine, disfigured by all the sordid accompaniments of the coal mine. Yes, great changes, said Calman. At Wakota, there are great changes too, she said, walking a little further apart from the others. That Mr. Brown has done wonderful things for these foreigners. Yes, said Calman proudly, he has done great things for my people. They are becoming good Canadians, replied Marjorie, her color showing that she had noted his tone and meaning. Yes, they will be good Canadians, said Calman. They are good Canadians now. They are my best men. None can touch them in the mine, and they are good farmers too. And so it ends with them kissing, etc.